I'm Ben Boothby. I play D tackle. I'm number 43. I play for University of Northern Iowa. I grew up in Clinton, Iowa, small town in eastern side of Iowa. I also wrestled there. Won state as a senior for wrestling at 285 pounds. My mother's name is Rhonda. My father's name is Jim. And I have a sister named Ann. And I have 3 older brothers, Conrad, Nick, and Jake. All my siblings are actually older than me. I'm the youngest one. And that's pretty much it. Wow. Thank you. Well, it's definitely a big honor just to know that, all my hard work finally paid off, and just knowing that all those extra hours I spent in the weight room or on the field trying to perfect my craft, just really paid off. And I couldn't have done it without, obviously, the other guys on my team and the coaching staff. I think we have one of the best coaching staffs in the nation, if not the best. And, they really understand not just the football aspect of coaching, but also, that coaching means more to each young man's life down the road, and just molding them into have good character and whatnot. So I couldn't thank them anymore. And also my teammates, I had one of the best linebackers in the nation on my team, LJ Ford, and the rest of the linebackers, especially the rest of the defensive line and the DBs, they all just really helped me achieve what I continue to achieve right now. And especially the offensive line, they push me every practice and in and out each week to really be better, to really just perform better every game. So I couldn't do it without any of them as well. So probably one of my biggest plays I think I can remember was against Southern Utah. We played a non-conference game late in the season against them, and I didn't have any stats really until about a couple minutes left in the a couple minutes up in the third quarter, I think, and I had 2 back-to-back sacks in a row, and I've never had 2 in a row, and it was just a really big deal for me, probably just because I never accomplished a feat like that. I mean, I've had multiple sack games before, but never like that. It's probably just probably the most defining moment actually came in our last game, and it wasn't even necessarily me, but it was one of my coaches. I knew that we got beat pretty bad by Montana, and I just remember with the last minutes left, it was in the fourth quarter, one of my defensive line coach, Matthew Benz, came out, and I really appreciated what he did. He kept coaching us like the score was 0-0, and that really meant a lot to me as a player. And I always remember that going into the future, just the fact that he continued to act as if nothing had happened, and he kept his composure and handled the situation as if we were up, or down. And that probably meant the most to me as indeed a defining moment in a career could. And I'm just glad I have great coaches at UNI, and that I could experience a moment just like that. It's definitely a very big award, and definitely it's a very humbling experience just for me to realize that even though a lot of times the D tackle may not get recognized for all the work that he gets, that he does do, that for somebody to recognize me and say that I achieved something great is definitely very fulfilling in terms of my life. Oh, I was just thinking about this a couple weeks ago when we flew out to Montana. Montana had great facilities and everything, but I wouldn't change my decision about going to college at UNI, in a minute. And I'll always be a Panther for life. And I'm glad that I chose UNI. It's just a great school, and just their athletics and their approach to winning is second to none. And it's just a great place, and I'm definitely going to miss it as an athlete, and I'm definitely glad I went there and got to experience, just 5 years of fun and 5 years of hard work and, 5 years of a winning tradition. Well, obviously one of the more funny moments in a game situation was when in our Wofford playoff game when Phil Wright recovered the fumble, and nobody knew it was a fumble right away. And then Zach Tuckham was telling me he's the guy that actually knocked the ball out of the player's hand in the locker room after the game. He was telling me that he walked by him and was just saying some stuff to the guy, and he accidentally brushed up against the ball, and the ball happened to fall out. And then he ran off thinking that he was going to get a penalty flag. and then all of a sudden you heard everybody cheering, and you realized that we had scored a touchdown. So in terms of game situations, that's probably one of the more funnier moments, just to see the expression on everybody's face after that happened. And I mean, it was a funny moment in a sense. I mean, obviously it wasn't very funny for the other opposing team, but in terms of our team, it was probably pretty hilarious. And then in terms of just like off the field, and just in terms of our team, during fall camp, we always have like Ricky talent shows and whatnot. We always have like before the coaches come in for our nighttime meeting, we always just get up and goof around. And probably the funniest thing that usually goes on is our running back Carlos Anderson impersonates our head coach Mark Farley, and he has a really good impression. It's just hilarious, and probably just times like that are probably the most humorous, and the times that you can remember more than just the wins and the losses, and the hard times. You gotta always remember the funny times that you have with your friends playing football. Let's see. Well, my first and foremost is I like to be active in my church in terms of Bible studies and whatnot, and that's probably the thing I like doing too. Probably more than anything else is just getting involved in other people's lives and just sharing just a love of God on them, and just trying to serve them in any way possible. That's probably the thing I love to do the most. Other than that, just like hanging out with my friends and spending time. And just recently got married this last year, and so I like spending time with my wife as well. And just anytime I can just go out and have fun with my friends is probably awesome. And we all like to eat, so we try to get together and just go out to eat once in a while, and just talk about, reminisce about earlier times in our careers. And that's probably the part I miss the most about having all those guys around in terms of football. But that's probably the thing I enjoy the most is just hanging out with my friends outside of football. And it's probably most of the guys I hang out with are the guys that are on the team, so that's always just fun to see them in a different setting and be able to enjoy each other's company outside of football. Oh, let's see. I like everything pretty much, but if I had to say one probably genre food, probably Chinese. I like Chinese a lot. I mean, I could eat Chinese food all the time. I mean, it's delicious, but again, there's also Mexican. I enjoy Mexican as well. So, I mean, just pretty much anything that's delicious, I'll eat it. I mean, I'm really not too picky about food, so. Well, obviously, if you come to UNI, you have to go to the Dome. I mean, that's like our marquee center point at the University of Northern Iowa. In terms of places around campus, I mean, there's definitely some great places to eat and whatnot, as well as just have fun with your friends. There's like Beck Sports Bar is a great place to just hang out. There's one there's actually two locations for Beck Sports Bar, and then also Peppers is a great after post-game hangout spot. It's a restaurant and just a great place to hang out, and probably the place that most athletes go to majority of the time is actually a diner called Jay's Homestyle Cooking, and we tend to go there for breakfast before road trips, and that's probably the best food I think in town. But I really don't know any other quote-unquote hangout spots. I know during homecoming every year you gotta go to the campanile. They call it campanealing. They go there at midnight and everybody kisses, and that's always one of the trademarks for homecoming at UNI. Let's see. Well, some of the influential people in my life are probably my parents. I mean, I wouldn't have got to where I was unless it was for them. I mean, I was adopted, and and on top of that, they chose me. So, I mean, just the fact that having two loving parents that really, really, really wanted you as a child really just means a lot. And a lot of the values I have, a lot of the work ethic I have in myself was instilled in me young with my mom and dad, and I couldn't have asked for better parents and better family than what I have right now. And also on top of that, probably my Bible study leader, Ken Troutman. I mean, he really helped mold me into the spiritual man I am now, and he really just challenged me daily to just live a better life than what I have been living. And probably last on my list would be my position coach, Matthew Entz. I mean, he's really influenced me in my life, and throughout the the 2 years he's been at UNI has really pushed me to be a better player and a better person in the community, and so I owe a lot to him. Just what he's done for me in my life. My professional goals right now is first and foremost is I'm still applying to go to med school, and I plan to do that next fall. But I also plan to try out for the NFL Pro Day, and we'll see how that goes. And obviously, though, if it doesn't work out, I always have med school, and that's really where my heart is, and where my passion belongs is just to attend medical school. And one day I plan to be a orthopedic surgeon, and I want to specialize in mostly knees and shoulders. So that's really what I want to do in the future. My top physical attributes as a player would probably be the one that I get made fun of most would probably be my shortness. I mean, most people wouldn't expect a good defensive lineman to be 5'11", 6 foot, but in my case, it has leverage over linemen that are bigger than me, and so or taller than me actually, maybe not necessarily bigger, but it allows me to have game leverage over them, and also having good lower body strength also helps me drive people off the ball. So those are probably just the strength, and also probably just having a never give up type attitude. I mean, I never want to be beaten. I never want to fail. So I continuously try to get off the ball as hard as I can every time. I always want to compete. And I always want to try to come on top anytime I can. So probably those three attributes are probably the main ones, I would say. Probably just that I couldn't ask for better coaches, better fans, better teammates, better parents, better anybody. I mean, everybody that's been around to support me, I couldn't appreciate it more. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here and be who I was today. And for all the fans that supported me over the years, I thank you, and that I pray you just continue to be supporters of United Football, and God bless. My name is Ben Boothby, defensive tackle, University of Northern Iowa, and I was awarded the Defensive Tackle Player of the Year award. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to College Football Performance Awards.